we have never had a cash problem and we feel we're in good shape as far as cash goes. But not knowing how long or how severe the situation, this shutdown will be, would you recommend applying for an SBA loan just in case, or apply to our bank for a line of credit?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me okay. Apologize for that. I would absolutely answer that question. Yes, you should probably first go to your bank and get a bank line of credit prior to the SBA. I haven't read the full bill. I did read the first version of the bill that didn't pass, which was 247 pages. And yes, I read every one of the 247 pages because of this answer, which there were some serious conditions if you accepted a loan. I mean, there were all kinds of caveats relative to that. So I would suggest that a bank line of credit is much wiser. You're not going to, other than the financial conditions that you might have to sign a personal guarantee, or you might have to, look at certain requirements for collateralizing the loan, you're going to be in a much better position to deal with that. Before I did any of that, and I'm happy to hear that at least several companies are in good cash positions, I would do a cash flow forecast, and I would simply look at the tool that I sent out, or happy to send to you, which basically looks at a 10 to 15% working capital liquidity type process of your company. That's the minimum thresholds that you want to sort of deal with. Knowing that is the threshold, the tool has some programming in it that says, okay, now it's time to access your bank line of credit. Specifically, if we were going to take a large job, or if we were going to get into maybe new construction, or we were going to take a project that we wouldn't normally take, those are good ways to look at those types of things, because you don't want to use your capital if you can use somebody else's capital and it's low cost money. And obviously with what the Treasury is doing, where we're going, relative to the Fed, even though the banks are maintaining some of the commercial note numbers, there's tremendous pressure on those coming down. In fact, I have the very same meeting that we're talking about with my bank right after this call, specifically set up to get a bank line of credit organized. We don't have one in that particular company. We've got about $800,000 in cash on hand, so we're good, but we want that just in case. If this lasts longer than we anticipate, we have access to it. So they're going to want a lot of information, a lot of underwriting data points, but that's okay. It's worth applying. On the SBA side, if you don't get the bank line of credit, you should still apply. You should still get approved. You don't have to accept the loan. The conditions that I read were based on you accepting the loan. So getting the approval process in place is wise. Absolutely. Everybody on this call should execute those disciplines.
Yeah, Gary, I'll just chime in. I'm sorry, Toby. I just wanted to chime in one second. Anytime someone from the government comes around and says, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. that's a clue, right? That should get your attention. So I agree with Gary. Consolidate your cash, as we talked about. If you could do it privately, you're probably going to be better off, free from those conditions. However, better the conditions in cash than no conditions and no cash.
And I'll give you a resource, fountainheadcc.com. They're a SBA loan provider. They're not the only one, but they are one. I know they've operated in the home improvement space over the years. I've come across them, and so fountainheadcc.com if you're looking for an SBA loan.